It's another day, the sun is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Hey.
Good morning, happy Monday to you. Welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise. I am Philip Simon.
And good morning. I'm Alana Major, filling in for Anastasia Palacios.
Welcome back to the show.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I haven't seen you in a minute,
I
man.
haven't seen you since last year.
Listen, so glad to have you back
It
on
is
the
wonderful
show.
to be here.
Looking all bright and beautiful.
Thank you. I cleaned up a little bit, you know.
Yeah, I do it too. Every Monday and Friday, gotta do it for the show.
That's
it's a
good.
live. It's a live event, so
Twice
but
a
listen-
week is good.
Yeah, how was your weekend?
It was wonderful. I spent the weekend with Marathon Bahamas and the
Yes,
Susan D. Coleman race.
yes,
It's their 10th year
It's
for
10th
Marathon.
year.
It was wonderful.
It must have been a little tough this year. It was kind of cool over the weekend. The winds were blowing.
It was cool, and then
But it
when
looked like
the
they got a
sun
great
did come
turnout.
out, the sun was out.
sun
but
was
it was,
out, yeah, yeah.
excellent turnout.
Excellent. I saw some clips, you know, people passing around WhatsApp. McMahon Gambo. How are the knees, my brother?
Oh, why you had to pick on his knee?
I know. He just had a rough time. But listen, you watched the games yesterday?
I did not watch the games, but coming in here, I got a lot of education on how the Rams did
Yeah.
yesterday. Go
Well,
Rams!
Well, you know, that's Godfrey's team.
Yeah,
Star
I have
team
to
is
give it a
gone,
shout out.
The Eagles. And
I'm a Redskin.
You're what?
Washington Redskins.
They play in the NFL?
They played in the NFL. We just didn't make it. But let's talk about some other teams.
Oh,
Let's talk
yeah,
about some other teams.
yeah. But listen, the Patriots are back again. You know, in
Yes, the
Super Bowl.
Patriots are back again.
You know, I'm not a hater or anything like that because, you know, last time they won the Super Bowl, that was my team too.
So who's your team now?
Well,
Do you have a team?
Well, it used to be the Philadelphia Eagles, but
but-
they lost.
Right.
So right now I'm currently a Ram like Godfrey.
Wonderful. You
And,
think they'll do good?
I'm an FE Patriot, but we're going to see what happens. A little upset. I had a soft spot yesterday for the Saints. Had a soft spot for the Saints.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
that
was
call
rough.
at the end was rough. It was rough. But you know what? New day. I'm a new Ram. You got
All
that?
right.
I'm a new Ram.
Boy, you always get those ones that just jump on the bandwagon. Always, always.
It's painful, man. Losing is painful, so I try not to do that anymore.
Yeah, but you have to pick a team and stick with it. I'm a Redskin regardless, no matter what. I'm not as bad as the Dolphins, but I'm
Okay.
a Redskin regardless.
Yeah, that's good. There you go. There you go. But listen, we've got another great show. We've got a busy show lined up for you this
Yes, we
morning.
do.
Open Systems Technology is here to talk about their services, including preventative measures for hacking, particularly in light of the recent incident at ZNS. I
Yeah.
don't know if you heard about that.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah. The good doctor's back in the house, Dr. Gregory Pinto, in our urology care segment, and Alpha Phi Alpha.
My brothers.
Are your brothers?
Yes, they're in the house.
All right, and they're here to talk about today, Dr. Martin Luther King Day. Of course, there's a lecture that's happening at UB this week.
Yes, and Skibo Roberts is here
Skibo.
talking about Smile Orange. There's a play that's going on at the Dundas. Can't miss out on that. And then the Red Cross Ball has their ball coming up. You would not want to miss out on that.
Yeah.
Get out all the glitz and glamour. All that's happening. And then Atlantic Medical is here to talk about their chronic disease management program called In Control.
Yeah, I saw Naval upstairs, man. Listen, I was saying if all the fellas could just look like him, man. Just, good-looking guy.
You could do it, Phil. You could do
I'm
it.
trying, man. 2019 is here. I'm going to be doing it. Yeah. You're not confident in that, are you? Anyway, listen, so we also we're looking for contestants. We said this on Friday past. We're looking for contestants for our dating game segment.
Yes.
I'm not saying we're trying to hook up people here on Bahamas at Sunrise, but we're trying to hook up people here on Bahamas at Sunrise for Valentine's, Day.
You don't have to be by yourself Valentine's Day.
So if you are interested in being a contestant on our dating game and you're between the ages of 25 and 35, please email a photo of yourself to sparker at tclbahamas.com. You want to include your name, telephone number, age, and a brief profile. So
Brief
that's
profile.
brief profile. sparker at tclbahamas.com.
All right. Valentine's Day is going to be good stuff.
Right around the corner. It's cold now. Maybe they'll carry you. Maybe they'll
That's
carry.
important. You don't want to be, out in the cold on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, he took off his hat, but he's gonna. I don't know if he's gonna put it back on for the
Yes,
segment.
yes,
But
yes.
Godfrey Burnside, the original Ram,
Yes, go Rams.
is here with our first look with Weather at Sunrise.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. First in insurance, today, tomorrow.
Thank you, Phil, and good morning, Bahamas, and I welcome you to the Ram Farm Club, Garfield. Great team, Super Bowl winners this year, 2019. Anyway, first look at the weather. We do have a cold front over the Long Island area, moving towards the southeast, and should move into the inaugural maybe one Crocodile later this morning, and that's going to have some cloudiness with a couple of showers in it. But behind it, high pressure will build with some windy conditions and some colder temperatures over the next 24 to 36 hours. In your weather today, partly sunny, breezy, and mild over the northwest Bahamas, with variable cloudiness and breezy with a few showers over the central southeastern islands. Your high temperature reaching only 73 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, affects a few clouds around on the cold side. Your low going down to 58 degrees Fahrenheit. And some regional highs and lows across the Caribbean. Barbados, 82 and 74. In Jamaica, 70 and 69. In Trinidad, 87 and 73. And the Turks and Caicos Islands, 80 and 70. Across Atlanta, 40 and 23. In Raleigh, 32 and 22. Miami, 68 and 53. Dallas, Texas, 52 and 35. And Toronto, Canada, 10, going on the low, -9. Any weather over the next couple of days, we do so warming trend by Wednesday. Another cool day again tomorrow, but by Wednesday we go into the upper 70, low 80s at daytime, and the upper 60s at nighttime. Cold front expected across the island sometime late Friday. Another one on Saturday night into Sunday. So a couple of cold fronts over the weekend will bring some showers and some cooler temperatures for later in the week. That puts you up in your first look at weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Alana.
Open Systems Technologies Bahamas Limited has been providing ECM, or Enterprise Content Management Solutions, and backup and business continuity solutions for over 17 years. Here to talk about their products, including ways to guard against hacking and malware, are Peter Bridgewater, the President and CEO of Open Systems, and Kevron Sands, DocuWare Support and Workflow Automation Specialist. Good morning, gentlemen, and welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning.
So in layman's terms, Mr. Bridgewater, I know that you are a technocrat, but in layman's terms, what are the services and products that your business offers?
Well, for the past 17 years, we've been a knowledge management company, and so we provide enterprise content management solutions to enable our customers and businesses to be able to scan and capture that information electronically so that they can be able to access it. Sure. One of the other services that we do provide is we became a DATU global business partner for business continuity solutions. And one of the solutions that they provide is a ransomware solution for backup and recovery to help to prevent that malware from affecting your business.
Okay. So Mr. Sands, you completed technical training, I understand, on DATU that you referred to?
That's correct.
So DATU Global Business Partner, you're authorized DATU Global Business. So tell me a little bit about that technical training and what that is all about.
All right, with the DATU technical training, it's all about DATU showing us how to copy a physical server into a virtual server, just by setting up numbers.
And how long have you all been involved with DATU?
Well, since 2016, we began to use the product, and here on Bahamas at Sunrise in 2017, we announced to the general public that we were becoming a DATU global business partner. And we've been running it at our office, and we get an alert at each time that our server is backed up into the DATU cloud, as well as onto our appliance that is stored locally. And it will indicate that our servers have been scanned for ransomware. Okay. And we would then get an alert back.
So how do you recover from that? Because of course it's quite frightening for any company to think that you can be hacked. A lot of people don't know what ransomware is, and even if your servers or your systems can recover from it. So how do you discover recovery, or tell me more about recovery from ransomware?
Okay. Well, one of the most important things in business continuity is having a good defense in the event of a disaster. And so what DATU provides, and what we provide, the solution from DATU, it enables you to continually back up your system. All right, and so for ransomware, one of the most important things is in cybersecurity is education for your employees or your personnel, so that they can notice or be able to detect the different types of ransomware or the attacks that come. They mainly come from phishing, all right? That is by sending an email to a user. Because by that time, that ransomware has already impacted or has already gained access to your system. It's already come through the firewall. It's already come through your various operating systems.
Wow.
So it's there sitting in the email of a user. And the minute that they clicked on that infected email, immediately it will begin to encrypt the emails or the shares on the network server.
So it doesn't even require that you reply to the email. Sometimes just by clicking on the email, it could open you up to this exposure.
That's correct. And so what you would want to have is a good backup and recovery process. And that is exactly what the solution from Datu enables us to do. All right? And so it backs up your system each night. It alerts you, and then you are able to recover. And so in Datu, based on our training and based on what we have tested, should a ransomware hit your organization and you have a Datu appliance backing up your data, we can assure you that within minutes, we are able to recover your business back to normal activities.
That's important. So companies always want to have access to information. You always hear now ease of doing business and having the opportunity to reduce fraud and corruption. So how are you all able to reduce that type of concern?
Well, one of the things that we provide is our DocuWare Enterprise content management solutions. And we also have it in the cloud, which we are now promoting, because especially for small businesses that do not have a information technology team, we're able to use the cloud. It is backed up, it's encrypted, and so it enables them to store their information so that they're able to access it.
Well, wonderful. So small business requirements, WTO, another big buzzwords you're hearing. So for small business requirements for WTO and enabling them to have good records management, what do they need to do to make their businesses more efficient in relation to this?
Well, they can contact us, all right? We have, like I indicated, we have various solutions, DocuWare. We also have solutions from other vendors that we can implement in their organization that enables them to capture that information. And what it does is it gives that small business the opportunity to operate and function just like a large global Fortune 500 company, because they are using the exact same tools to manage their business.
Excellent. And you have a flyer here that you want to show us about Datu?
Yeah, the business guide.
The business guide to ransomware.
Right.
So very quickly, how can we reach you?
Well, we are on the internet, www.opensystems-bs.com.
Excellent.
And our telephone number is 242-328-6736. And they can contact myself or they can contact Mr. Sands, and you'll be able to explain to them, and we'll be able to come in on site and be able to help them or give them some recommendations on how they can help to prevent ransomware from infecting their organization.
Very good. Well, thank you both for coming. It was good to see you again.
Good. Thank you.
Looking forward to you coming back again on Bahamas at Sunrise sometime in the near future.
Okay, thank you.
Very good. We'll be right back.
Good afternoon. First response. How can I help you?
I've been in an accident on West Bay Street. Can you send someone to help?
Yes, ma'am. A first response team will be there in 15 minutes. Are you hurt?
No, I'm fine, but a bit upset.
We're glad you're not hurt. Please, try to relax. Our team will take care of everything as soon as they arrive.
First Response provides immediate on-site service and support from the scene of an accident through the claims and repair process. And it's free to all Bahamas First insured drivers in New Providence every day for any type of accident. If you drive and want first response on your side, call 321st or visit bahamasfirst.com for the name of an authorized Bahamas First agent. First response can't prevent an accident from happening,
but it can certainly ease your mind when it happens.
Wait, that's Omar Little from The Wire.
You think everyone is Omar from The Wire?
Wow, it's really nice to meet a fan.
It's like he's right here.
I telling you he's been on all type shows and stuff?
And you know, Rev Go Play plays a lot of good movies and TV shows.
Excuse me, can't you see we're watching something else?
Rude.
Settle all your pop culture disputes with RevGo Play. Watch, record, and stream all your favorite shows wherever you are. Free for all Rev TV subscribers. Rev, you and us together.
Welcome back to the show. And of course, we can't say this often enough, but prostate cancer will affect 1 in 6 men in their lifetime. But of course, early detection leads to a very high percentage rate for a cure, 97 to 98%. The good doctor is back in the house, and he's going to be talking about active surveillance for prostate cancer. Dr. Gregory Pinto, urologist. Welcome back. Good to see you. Happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year. Thank you for having me. Good morning, Bahamas. Good morning to my daughter, Gia.
All right, excellent.
So it's heartbreaking to see so many cases of prostate cancer being diagnosed so late in the Bahamas.
Well, I was going to ask you that because, you know, we were having this conversation before we started. You're busy.
Yes,
You're
yes.
extremely busy. And I'm just wondering if that's a result of, obviously, you've kind of transformed things since you've come back. But do we have do we really have that significant of a problem here locally?
Well, in terms of prostate cancer, I think our rates are comparable to any country in the world.
All right, okay.
Unfortunately, we have all the risk factors that lead to more aggressive forms of prostate cancer.
Okay.
That being primarily of African ancestry.
So it is
a high level of obesity and a high level of alcohol intake. So we tick all the boxes for aggressive forms of prostate cancer that unfortunately present 6 or 7 years earlier than our other racial counterparts and in a more aggressive form. So we need to be extremely diligent in picking up prostate cancer. If we pick it up early, we can cure you with almost certainty.
And that's what you call active surveillance.
No, active surveillance is once we pick up the prostate cancer at a level where it's clinically insignificant. So it's such early disease that it's of no consequence to you health-wise. So in many cases, we can actively surveil you until we need to cure you. So the cancer is low volume, it's very early stage. We just happen to pick it up because we have advanced tools that we can pick up prostate cancer when you have no clinical signs. And the take-home message that I want to impart to the Bahamas is that most, in terms of prostate cancer, you won't have any symptoms. So many men think that, oh, I'm waking up 5 times in the night to urinate, I must have prostate cancer.
Right.
Statistically speaking, it's more likely that you have benign disease, BPH, benign prostate hyperplasia, which affects every man.
Okay.
Every man, if you live to 70 years old, you're going to have BPH, an enlargement of your prostate that has nothing to do with cancer. Prostate cancer usually affects about 1 in 6 men, but that's usually when you're 64 to 66.
Okay.
If we can pick up prostate cancers, and we have blood tests that are very highly sensitive and specific, we have even our urine RNA tests that can pick up prostate cancer and even tell us that, you know what, you have no clinical significant symptoms, but you're going to have prostate cancer maybe 5 years, 8 years, 10 years down the road. We have MRI, magnetic resonance imaging, that it doesn't involve radiation, where we can pick up prostate cancer at such an early stage that we can even sometimes surveil you for 15 years and then cure you, which doesn't even require surgery.
Well, it doesn't require surgery.
Yes.
It doesn't require that dreaded, you know.
Yeah.
The technology has come certainly a long way.
It has.
But you're talking about, you know, this early detection, you know, so you don't have to wait until you're in the 50s and 60s. Are we talking like 40s, 30s?
So in this country, because of our risk factors, a blood test with your annual physical, your PSA blood value, we can do more specific blood tests if there's any abnormality, or if when we compare 1 year with the other, if there's an increase in velocity, a very high increase in rate over time, then we're going to be more judicious and do more investigations that are non-invasive. So that's maybe a urine test. It might be more specific blood tests, or MRI, which doesn't involve radiation.
So just include it in your annuals, and of course,
just include in your annuals.
You
Yes,
start taking
every
those
man should. But
in your 30s, I mean, like early 30s. I mean, whenever.
It's rare you're going to get prostate cancer in your 30s, unless you have risk factors, including genetic predisposition, which is rare, or that you have 2 or 3 first-degree relatives who've had prostate cancer before they're 50 years old. So per se, in the general population, men should just have a blood test at the age of 40 and above, and every year after that. And in some cases, maybe every other year. But if we pick up prostate cancer, of all the cancers in the world, the top 10, prostate cancer is the only one where we can actively surveil you. We can pick it up where prostate cancer per se is a slow-growing cancer. If we pick it up early enough, we can just surveil you and we can have a long, good quality of life without having the consequences of metastatic disease, which is terrible. If you're picked up with advanced prostate cancer, you're not going to die in a year. In many cases, you'll die 5, 8 years, and it's going to be a horrible ordeal for your family to see you withered away to bone. Pain.
But if you pick it up, you can actually eliminate. You can cure it.
Of course, of course. But what I'm trying to impart that we can not only have to cure you immediately, we can, in many cases, actively surveil you. And in many cases, if you're a 58-year-old man, a good quality of life, you might get another 12 years before we have to cure you, which doesn't have to involve surgery. We can have, if it does involve surgery, we can now, and I'm starting this in February, laparoscopic, minimally invasive, nerve-sparing prostate cancer surgery where there are keyhole incisions, we use long instruments, we look up on the screen, we spare the nerves, you're going to have the same erections before and after the surgery, minimum recovery, and you're cured. You can have brachytherapy, low-dose radioactive seeds placed into the prostate gland, killing only the prostate cancer cells. You're cured in a 1-hour outpatient procedure. You can have radiation. All that is readily available here.
That's excellent, Doc.
Yes.
I mean, every time you come on, it's eye-opening, it's eye-popping. But of course, people always want to know, well, how do we reach you?
Well, I'm available. I have a website, Urology Care Bahamas, but I'm available at the Centerville Medical Center, which is 68 Collins Avenue, 6th Terrace, and the number there is 326-1929.
All right, good. Doc.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
We've been with Dr. Gregory Pinto, urologist at Urology Care Bahamas, giving us all the skinny on what to do to prevent prostate cancer, but certainly to monitor it. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Ajax Cleanser, 14 ounce, now $1.39 at Solomon's.
WTO memberships will bring benefits to the Bahamas. These benefits include increased economic growth and development, increased opportunities for Bahamian exports, higher employment, better income for Bahamian workers, lower cost of living for Bahamian consumers, increased choices for Bahamian consumers, modernization in government services, and better relations with trade partners. These benefits, combined with progressive planning and execution by our private and public sectors, will produce a better life for Bahamians.
So who really own an Nassau container port?
Boss, that's easy. The government.
I do.
I do.
Thank you.
I do.
I do. And one day, he will too.
I do. Knock knock.
Here at the Nassau Container Port, we've diversified our ownership to give hardworking Bahamians a piece of the economic pie. And we'll continue to grow so that we can give you a consistent return on your investment. That's our promise.
The Bahamas Red Cross will be hosting its 47th ball under the theme Touche de Rouge, an evening in Paris on Saturday, January the 26th at Bahamas. And here to tell us all about it is Cindy Williams-Ramming, the chair of the committee, Ms. Kim Thurston, co-chair, and Mr. D. Leslie Brown. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you for having us.
Before I start, let me just compliment your lovely pink and green. I think it is beautiful.
Thank
Cindy,
you.
it's okay. Tell me all about this year's Red Cross Ball.
An exciting event, Alana. Thank you for having us. We will be hosting the 47th Annual Red Cross Ball on Saturday, January 26th at Bahamas. I believe it's the Andrus Ballroom. We're expecting so far 300 or so persons, but we're looking to fill the room to a capacity of about 500. So tables can still be purchased. This year, as you know, or you may not know, the Bahamas Red Cross is really in need of urgent funds. Even though we didn't have a disaster last year, the operational expenses just to run the Nassau branch and some of the family islands run in excess of $700,000 per year.
Wow.
And so this year we were busy giving out parcels of food. We have our Meals on Wheels program where we cook 200 meals per day and deliver into communities. And sometimes these are the only meals that those persons get for the day. So it's critical that this event takes place. It's critical that it takes place every year. And it's critical that we raise as much funds as possible. Our target this year is $150,000 just from this one event.
Okay.
But of course we're going to have other fundraising events throughout the year.
So I love your theme, Touche de Rouge,
Yes.
an evening in Paris. Tell me a little
Yes.
bit about this theme.
Well, our co-chair, Kim, actually came up with the word touch. And as we developed it, we determined that maybe we should put a little French on it. And so then it became Touch of Red, translated Touche Rouge, and Touche de Rouge. And then we decided why not throw in an evening in Paris. So when you get to the
Very
ball that
elegant.
night, you're going to actually experience a Paris theme with a menu in French, etc.
So do I need a translator for this menu? Tell me a little bit about this menu that you're going to have.
The menu itself is a surprise, so we don't want to give it away.
Okay.
We want you to purchase tickets and come to the ball so you can actually experience Paris. We would be presenting Paris to you from you enter the ball until you exit. As a matter of fact, we are doing a grand raffle at $100 a pop, and the prize is what? A trip to Paris for two.
Oh my goodness.
So we're asking you to bring along an extra $100.
Of course, of course.
So you can go to Paris, and we all know you can't go to Paris for $100 for two people.
So what type of evening? I mean, because the Parisian theme is very elegant and very classy. So can people expect it to just be that, or is it going to be an evening of fun and dancing? What can we expect?
Well, I think the evening will have all of that and more, which you spoke about. You can look for the town's best dressed that evening, all under one roof and all on one dance floor. The Visage band will be the featured band of the evening. We also have the Police Pop band that will entertain at the cocktail reception.
Very nice.
And so you can look for elegance, you can look for style, and you can look for some of the best dancers, I believe, too. I myself will be on the floor, and these two that's still at my side. But we're going to have a wonderful evening that evening, and we're looking for everyone's support, those who can make it.
Well, it's so wonderful because you get a chance to get all dolled up, wear these fancy gowns, the wonderful tuxedos, pull out those bad shoes, and still have a wonderful time for such a good cause. Because like you said, the Red Cross has been serving for so many years, and people sometimes tend to forget how much is required to support our community. So it's important to do that.
Absolutely.
So if I want to be able to purchase a ticket for this event, who do I call? Where do I get tickets from? How does that work?
You can call the Bahamas Red Cross 323-737-0102. Ask for Mrs. Viola Hasty-Knowles or Director General Caroline Turnquest or Mrs. Lisa Pinder. Any three of those ladies will be able to assist. We do have tickets left. They're $275 each. We do have platinum and gold packages left. The platinum is $7,500. The gold is $5,000. And these two packages will give you a complimentary ad in our booklet. It will give you champagne. It will give you access to a VIP reception the night of the ball. Prior to the ball, it will give you a whole lot more valet parking and personalized butler service. We had a platinum reception at Government House last week where we also honored some of the persons in the community who've been able to assist us throughout the years. So this event is critical, as I mentioned earlier, and we're just expecting a crowd to come, experience Paris, have a good time, and we don't only want you to bring $100 for the Paris raffle.
Okay.
We're going to have a regular raffle throughout the night as well. I believe those tickets will be 3 for $20, and you can win packages of prizes, anything from a weekend stay at Riu, dinners, lunches, spa days, you name it.
Well, this is a very elegant affair. I'm looking forward to it. I wish you all the best, not just for this because I know it's a lot of work, but for everything that the Red Cross is endeavoring to do. So congratulations ahead of time for success for your ball, and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
And we look forward to you again.
Yes.
Another time on Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you too. We'll be right back after this short commercial break.
For me, Capital Arena is a life changer.
The Grand Bahama Port Authority is really invested in seeing Freeport grow and seeing individuals and entrepreneurs see their dreams come to fruition.
They have opened doors for Prince Louis beverages that would not have been open had it not been for the Capital Arena. And for that, I am truly grateful.
When I found out that I was one of the recipients, I was really, really excited.
It was just like, what? Oh my goodness. It was wonderful.
It was like, I can't believe this is me.
It was a really great help because when you're starting out, if you want a professional space, if you want professional equipment, it requires an investment, and that allowed me to be able to go out there and get clients and not feel so overwhelmed by not being properly prepared.
Even if it's just for the experience, I would encourage young entrepreneurs to enter Capital Arena. The key is to find a problem. Be the answer to people's problems and you automatically have a business.
Go for it.
Thank you to the shareholders and the Grand Bahama Port Authority Limited.
Yes, I would definitely like to thank the Grand Bahama Port Authority and its shareholders for affording me this opportunity.
Thank you for your commitment to the people of Grand Bahama Island.
My company would not be where it is today without your support.
Here's to building, growing, dreaming, and thriving in the Magic City.
Do you have what it takes?
Do you?
Do you have what it takes?
Do you have what it takes to enter the arena?
If you think you're brave enough to enter the arena, Capital Arena Cohort 2 2019 is here and open for gladiators with the innovation, the financial know-how, and the business savvy ready to go to battle. Submit your winning idea today and get ready for your chance to win up to $15,000 in funding. For more information, call 350-9000 or visit www.gbpa.com. Gladiators, are you ready? Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back to the show. We're very pleased that you chose to join us this morning here on Bahamas at Sunrise.
Yes,
Beautiful day.
It is truly a beautiful day.
A beautiful day.
And we've had some wonderful segments already.
You know, it's always informative. This is always good for me, actually. Being here every day, having to, participate in some of these segments and, especially listen when Greg, Dr. Pinto comes on and he kind of just
good to learn.
Opens up our eyes and lets us know what's going on. Listen, before we go any further, I forgot to say this morning, a good morning to Miss Cox down there at the Clifton Heritage National Park.
Good morning, Miss Cox.
And the team popped on there Friday past, and they've got these heritage tours experiences that are ongoing right now. And if you haven't been to Clifton Park recently, you really need to go. It's a great product. We had some guests in town. Kind of just stopped there because the cotton tree was on the outside and wanted to show them some of that. And then, the ladies took over and but it's
well,
a really
they're wonderful
thing.
people there.
Wonderful
Miss
people.
Coxey's been talking about this all morning, so shout out to you guys.
And also, too, Captain Devano Minus took the kids out fishing on the weekend. I forgot the name of his partner.
So how many fish did you catch, Phil? Shout out to Phil's kids who caught the fish, not to Phil. Way to go. And way to go, Captain Minus.
Yeah, it's called C Minus.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah. So we have some more great stuff coming up. It's okay. It's okay, Phil.
It's okay.
So we still have to wait. My brothers of A5A are here to talk about the Martin Luther King Day and the lecture that's being hosted at the University of the Bahamas. So that's coming up. And we also have to talk to Skibo about the Dundas and his wonderful Smile Orange play that's coming up too.
Yeah, always good to see him. And of course, Atlantic Medical is here to talk about chronic disease management, of course. The program is called In Control. Dr. Jan Isaacs is also joining them. And listen, about the fish, right? I caught the fish.
You did.
But the fish took the hook, the bait, and the sinker. That's what happened. That's what happened.
How many times did this happen?
That happened twice. So, Cameron
so it's not the fisherman, it's
the
fish.
It was the fish. We caught the fish, all right?
Wonderful. I understand. I understand.
Second look at weather at sunrise, Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. First in insurance, today, tomorrow.
Thank you, Phil. And when your second look is at the sunrise, Alana sound like something fishy there. Sound like something fishy there. Your second look, we do have a cold front over the central Bahamas that should move into southeast on days this morning, and that should cause some cloudy periods with a couple of showers. High pressure builds across the islands will cause some windy conditions over the next couple of days. In your marine forecast, those winds stay northerly at 15-25 knot seas, 5 to 8 feet over northwest and central Bahamas. So we do have an advisory posted, 15-20 knots, 4 to 6 feet over the southeastern islands. Then on Tuesday, winds east to 15-20 knots seas, 4 to 7 feet over northwest and central Bahamas, northeast to east at 15-20 knots seas, 4 to 6 feet over the southeastern islands. Then on Wednesday, those winds southeast to south at 15 knots seas, 2 to 5 feet over northwest Bahamas, southeast to 15-20 knots seas, 4 to 6 feet over the central islands, and northeast to east at 15-25 knots seas, 5 to 8 feet over the southeastern islands as an approaching cold front. Your tides. You can expect a high tide at 7:35 this morning. Next low tide will be at 2:04 this afternoon. High gain this evening at 7:57. Sunset 5:45 this evening. Rises tomorrow at 6:56. UV index 7. Your water temperature 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Honeymoon phase. Full moon. External look. Pretty good weekend so weather-wise with some mild temperatures, but a warming trend by Wednesday. You have another cool front that should move in on Friday, and another cool front should move in late Saturday into Sunday. That'll bring about some cloudiness, some showers for the weekend, then a cool down by early next week. Temperature daytime will be in the mid-70s, by Wednesday in the lower 80s, and your temperature nighttime will be in the lower 60s until Wednesday, the mid to upper 60s at nighttime. That's what you're up when you follow look at weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Phil.
Thank you very much, Godfrey. Very pleased. Once again, Atlantic Medical is back in the house. We're talking chronic diseases, especially as they relate to diabetes, but there's a special program called In Control that they've been doing for about a minute now.
Yeah, second year now.
Yeah. So very pleased to have the man back in the house, the wellness coordinator, Donovan Ingram, Atlantic Medical, and of course, the assistant coordinator, Naval Smith back there. I mean, really good-looking guys. I mean, very pleased also to have Dr. Jan Martin Isaacs. She's president of GMI Health and Wellness. Very good friend. Good to see you. Happy New Year, Jan. And of course, James Ramming, who's been a participant. Can't wait to hear his story with the In Control program. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
So Donovan, tell us a little bit about the program. It's been going on for how many
So this is our third time doing the In Control program now, and it's a 12-week program. The goal of the program is to kind of select persons that may be at risk for diabetes or have diabetes. We've also included those who have other issues, weight issues, hypertensive issues, issues with their cholesterol, just to make it more of a metabolic type of program.
Why did you guys decide to do this?
Well, we want to encourage our clients to establish lifestyle changes. You know, and lifestyle changes are for the betterment of the individual. We find that when persons make lifestyle changes, that they're more committed to long-term changes as opposed to committing to a short-term diet in the phrase of what a lot of people are committing to nowadays. We want to break that stigma and create habits that they can live on for a long time.
Yeah, so permanent change as opposed to just up and down. Nibble, I mean, we talked about the criteria. How did you guys go about choosing participants before we get to James?
Right, like Donovan mentioned, there are members who have been diagnosed pre-diabetic or diabetic or suffer from any other forms of non-communicable diseases such as the hypertension as well. So they are insured members of Atlantic Medical. We get the list of eligible members. We canvass members using a calling system and asking them if they are interested in the program. I think it's a very, very beneficial program. I've witnessed two sessions so far, and I've certainly seen lifestyle changes. I mean, members who have created these healthy habits and also participating as social change agents by sharing this information with their friends and families as well.
Excellent. Bahamas Transformation. Got a really good partner here. Jan, GMI Health and Wellness, been doing this for a very long time.
Oh my Lord, you're giving out my age here on television.
Listen, age ain't nothing but a number. I mean, for you ain't, I mean, nothing's, I mean, listen, it's so beautiful as always. But, you know, what growth and change have you seen in the participants over the years?
Yeah, well, like Donovan said, we've done it 3 times. This year they're going to do it another 2 times. And so it speaks to the growth of the program. We have persons who are calling into the office now and wanting us to put their names on the list. And we have to redirect them to Atlantic Medical because they have to be vetted by Atlantic Medical to, you know, ascertain that they are in good standing with the insurance. I'm sure But then we do a health risk assessment. And a part of our growth has been bringing on Dr. Ilse Grant as our specialist in diabetes and also family medicine. And then we also work with Dr. Brunei. She's out of Princess Margaret Hospital. So she can speak to a lot of the medical side of it and the emergency side of
Is it
the
prevalent?
results that we're seeing. Prevalence,
in terms
yes.
of diabetes?
Oh, yes. The prevalence of diabetes among Bahamians has grown. It's grown, and they're spending lots and lots of money. The thing about it is we're doing screening on persons, and they're not even aware that their sugars are up or their cholesterol levels are up because you don't have really, with cholesterol, you really don't have any symptoms. And so, yes, it is prevalent. Especially now with so many stressors out there. Persons are stressed, and really, that's what brings on diseases, and they're not taking as good as care of themselves as they should. And so the program, being a comprehensive program with the medical doctors, the nutritionists, the behavioral therapists, and myself, and the nursing coaching, helps to bring all of those healthy habits into play.
Into play. James, you've been playing. It says here that you were eager to get involved with this. Are you in control?
Yes, I'm in control.
Tell us a little bit about your experience.
First, I'd like to thank Atlantic Medical and GMI for affording me the opportunity to partake in this program. I started off with type 2 diabetes. I had a cholesterol issue and a pressure issue. But at the end of the program, I have made a tremendous comeback.
Wow.
My numbers have went for the better.
Okay.
I've lost 19 pounds in 12 weeks. My waist has dropped 3 inches.
Oh, wow.
I lost 5% body fat. My A1C, which is 9.1, at the beginning is now 6.7.
Wow.
And that is the blood glucose.
Okay, I was about to say, I don't know what that is, but that sounds really good.
It speaks to the teaching.
The teaching, right, I see that, yeah.
My blood pressure was 163 over 95.
I know what that is.
It's in the normal range now.
Normal range now. Wow.
My cholesterol and my glucose were high. My cholesterol is 235. It's within normal ranges. My blood glucose was 192, and that is now in the normal range.
Yeah, James tracking everything, man, everything, and he knows exactly what it's all about. So it's not just the physical aspects of it or the nutritional; it's also the educational.
It's very holistic. As with James, not just one item was changed, not just his diabetes numbers. It was his cholesterol values, his blood pressure, his percent body fat, his waist circumference. So it's educating him. Jan and her team does a very great job of creating this holistic program so that all the components of their biometric numbers are evolved.
So when they walk out the door after 12 weeks, right? 3 months. What do you say to them? I mean, because it doesn't end. It's just the beginning.
It doesn't end. And what is spoken to the growth as well, they come back and they register for membership in the gym. Their coaches are still calling them. They're still calling into their coaches. James told me this morning, he said, Rosa called him after the Christmas to find out how he managed over the Christmas with his eating and was giving him tips on how to now, make some adjustments in his eating. Because of course Christmas was a fun time, family time.
Fun, challenging time.
And so it doesn't end for the client. They come in and they get a negotiated rate that Atlantic Medical has done with the gym portion, but then the coaches and myself, we still check in on them. And the maintenance program is really where the new healthy habits come into play, as Donovan mentioned.
Listen, incredible program. I love it. We never have enough time, particularly when we bring you guys on. Looking forward to hear more things. I mean, so you got some more coming up this year. But again, Atlantic Medical, Donovan, Nival, James, looking good, bro, and Jan. So good to see you.
Always good to see you.
Listen, you're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. Going to turn it back over to you, Alana.
Thank you, Phil. Smile Orange is being hosted right now at the Dundas Center for the Performing Arts. It started this past weekend and will continue Thursday through Sunday. And here to tell us all about Smile Orange is Anthony Schivo Roberts, Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise.
The pleasure is mine.
Good morning.
I
How
love
are
being,
you?
I am disgustingly well.
I love that. I'm going to use that this morning. It is so wonderful to see you. And I'm glad to hear about this Smile Orange. Tell me about this play that has Caribbean-centric base.
Well, Smile Orange was written by Trevor Rohn. He is Sir Trevor Rohn, and he died, I think, about 2009, thereabout. And he wrote this play back in the early 70s. It has been performed all over the Caribbean, And it was here, we performed it in Nassau many, many years ago. I have twice. I did it the second time it was done here 22 years ago, I think it was. And now we're doing it again. This time, rather than acting, being the lead actor in it, I am the director.
Okay, and congratulations for that.
Thank you very much.
So it's set in Jamaica. How is that relevant for us here in the Bahamas?
Well, it is set within the tourist environment. And all islands in the Caribbean have gone through that and its growth. It is particularly good, and it sets well in the Bahamas, particularly in the 1970s when it was written, in the fact that we are, locals are being integrated into the industry. And we have, the way the characters are set, we have this difference in social status. We have this difference in racial sort of look and appearance. And it is a way, there's so many great lines in the play that talk about how one should act in order to achieve what one wants.
Interesting.
And the 5 characters in this particular play, the whole play is about how they behave, the pretentious nature of each individual, how they come into it, and they look at the tourism industry, to, like I said, to give them what they want. One wants to be known and make money. One wants to see if he can get over people by being slick.
Wow.
There's a sexual component. There's a immigration component. There's one of the lone female. She thinks she can find some man who's going to give her the green card, and so she can move to the United States. So it's all that sort of thing. It's an acid comedy that's a whole lot of fun.
So this, and it sounds like there's so much going on, lots of interesting parts there. I understand that you said this has been in production for many years, because you said you participated in it some 22 years ago. This particular play is rated C, as I've been advised. So can anyone come and see this? Because you talked about a number of different components then.
If you're over 18, 16, 18, you're, you know, that is, I think it's C, if I'm not mistaken, it's the rating. And it is very realistic, so the language from time to time is, it's not anything that's really offensive and you don't hear on a regular basis. But we use that kind of language, and it's real behind the scene, and one character, because she is talking sort of behind the scene, and she's really being herself. She used some words that might be, you know, we have that.
So just be guided by that.
Yes.
So if we wanted to buy tickets, because it's Thursday to Sunday that you're having the
No, it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Thank you for that correction. So how can persons get tickets?
Well, you can get tickets at the Dundas. We open from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock. The Dundas is on Mackey Street, and I have to consult for the number 394-7179. I never remember that number. The Dundas Center for the Performing Arts on
So you
Mackey
can just
Street.
drop by or call 394-7179
Yes.
so that you could arrange tickets.
Yes, ma'am.
If you had just this quick moment to encourage persons on why this particular play should be something they should watch, what would you say?
Well, we chose this play to open our season, our 2019 season, because it is a comedy, because it is Caribbean, because every aspect about the play Bahamians can identify with. Like I say, each character, you would know someone like that. You yourself, if you've been in the tourism industry, have been that character to some extent. And like I said, it's just a beautiful play that's comedy that you can walk away from feeling very, very proud and having laughed your head off.
Very good. Thank you so much, Skibo. Wonderful to see you again.
Listen,
please give my regards to your family. Give them all of my love, but it's great to see you again on Bahamas at Sunrise.
I must say it is such a pleasure to see you, and I've known you from your baby.
Okay, don't tell everybody all our business.
But
Thank
it's
you
just
so
great
much.
to see you and to have you sit and we talk like this after
Talk
all
on my
these years.
business. Okay,
Yeah.
but thank you for coming.
Should I tell people how much I love your mother and all that?
Next time.
Oh, okay.
Right back to you, Phil.
My name is Regilio Bethel. My position on board Equinox is mate, relief captain. I must say that during our travels and journeys throughout the Exuma Keys, we've had a few dark or dead spots. Basically, there was no service. They were just dark spots. We would basically be dead ship out in the cold without any communication. And it's been like that for years, and we've gotten used to it. But life has now provided us with a service which we can stay communicated during our entire voyages. And I've been waiting for Live to bring their service up to full more coverage throughout the Bahamas, which they've done in an amazing amount of time. So yeah, I would encourage them all to get that service. It's an awesome service, no interruptions, and it's awesome.
I always wanted to come back to the College of Bahamas. I wanted to be a faculty. When the opportunity came for me to be Vice President of Operations, I said, well, let me try that first. It makes me proud because I was here before. I feel as if now I'm sort of like a beacon for those students who are here to say, hey, listen, I can actually be a Vice President. I can actually be one of the big leaders at the university. I'm Ronnie Stevenson, and this is my UB.
Apply today at www.ub.edu.bs.
Gatorade, fruit punch, lemon lime, and orange. 64 ounce, $3.39 at Solomon's.
Welcome back to the show. The Office of Student Leadership of the University of Bahamas, in conjunction with Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity, presents the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Lecture at UB tomorrow, the 22nd of January. Here to tell us more about that is Casey Bethel. He's a 2017 Georgia Teacher of the Year, coming back home. Kevin Bazin, President of Alpha Phi Alpha. Another hat, man. You've worn so many hats. But you've been a member of the organization for a long time. I don't know if I should say how many years on TV. Hendra Smith, also a member of A5A, and Chantel, the one rose amongst the other smaller flowers. Chantel Mackey, welcome. You're the Acting Director of Student Leadership at UB.
Good morning.
Right. Good
morning.
morning. So tomorrow's the day. Of course, today is actually the Martin Luther King Day in the United States, but tomorrow we're having a lecture at the university. Who wants to start off?
Yes, the Department of Student Leadership, in conjunction with the Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, we're working together to host the 3rd annual Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Lecture Series. We will be talking about the strong legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King and all the civic rights movements he did in the United States.
Okay.
To talk more about it.
Is there a theme associated with the event tomorrow, Kevin?
Yes, in terms of the theme, in terms of following his footsteps and living the dream.
Right.
So there is a theme relative to it. From our perspective, we thought it very important to continue such an educational series. He also was a member of our fraternity. He was an Alpha man as well. But there's a great legacy that he would have left behind that resonates around the world, and his message is still valid to this day.
Very valid, very powerful. I didn't know he was also an Alpha, but that's very special. Casey, you're speaking tomorrow.
Very excited about it. It's just a tremendous honor to share in this event. Just last year, we would have commemorated the 50th anniversary of his assassination. So we have lost this great leader of 50 years now. And yet, like Brother Basden mentioned, the message is just as strong as ever, just as necessary as ever. Our challenge in considering his legacy is to think about how we can take steps to further accomplish what he set out to do.
Hendrith, I mean, Casey talks about the message is just as strong as ever, and of course, you know, what do you think is the central core of that today in 2019, 50 plus years later?
I think it's understanding that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere, which was a central part of his message and the message of love, using nonviolent principles and civic engagement. You know, here in the Bahamas and in many places, we often wait for the government to do things. You know, while the government plays an important role, as citizens, we have an awesome responsibility as well, and I think King's legacy teaches us that.
No doubt about it. Kevin, of course, you've been with this organization for any number of years now. It's important. I mean, obviously, you know, the fraternities, I mean, we see you all the time. You know, it's nice, it's fun, it's cool, it's all the rest of that stuff, but you guys have always played a major role in the advancement of our human resources over the years, and this is no different. You know, anything in particular over the next, I don't know how long your tenure is, but this is probably the first event for you. But I mean, what's the focus over the next year or so?
In terms of the fraternity?
Yeah,
we are going to continue to focus on what we call our signature programs. I mean, you may be aware that for over 30 years now, over 32 years, every year we honor the top young graduating males from high schools throughout the Bahamas. Initially, we started in New Providence to provide them scholarships. So we would have provided hundreds of thousands of dollars in scholarships to young males, and that is one of our signature programs. We also a mentoring program at Sandins Primary, where we mentor those young boys, and there's a tremendous need based on our interaction. So we do that as well. Cancer Society, we help them every year with their fun run walk. We help the Red Cross every year with their fair, and so we, in addition to that, we have any number of additional programs, educational otherwise, that we would be doing.
Yeah, excellent, excellent. I've been loving the work that the university has been at the forefront of over the last couple of years. You guys have been busy. I mean, your office, in particular the student leadership, which I think is a really good one. Describe the office really quickly and then give us the details related to the event tomorrow.
Well, the Office of Student Leadership, we're dedicated to preparing our emerging student leaders for a better life in a global society through civic empowerment, professional development, and service learning. So we play a very important role in getting our student leaders on campus active in our communities and also involved in leadership around campus. We try to empower them. So this event is going to empower them and inspire them to get involved and to...
Is it open to...
it's open to the public
anybody?
as well,
Okay. All right.
to faculty, staff, and to the student body as well, and all our student leaders.
All right. So when is it? What time again?
6 to 8 p.m. Tomorrow at the Harvey C. Moore Library, so it's there. And I think one of the other important messages that some persons forget when it relates to Dr. Martin Luther King as well is the one about service. He spoke about service and the fact that you need not have a degree to serve. You need not have your grammar lined up in order to serve. So it's also about service.
Okay, excellent. Well, listen, I'm looking forward to it. 6th day tomorrow. I don't know, I'm trying to make that for sure.
We particularly want to make sure that everyone knows it's open to the community.
Open to the community.
Yes, and everyone's welcome. Yes.
No cost. All right, excellent. Martin Luther King Jr. Lecture Series at the College of the Bahamas, at the University of the Bahamas. I'm telling you how old I am now. Tomorrow, 6 to 8, Harry C. Moore Library. Kevin, Hendrith, Casey, Chantel, thank you very much for joining us on Bahamas at Sunrise.
Thank you. Thank you, Thomas.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
How are we making Rev work wonders for you? We are doing it together. You told us what you want, and we've heard you. Want faster broadband? How about speeds up to 1 gigabit per second? Want shorter house calls? 2 hours max. We promise. Want to take your entertainment anywhere? Well, your Rev Go Play app is here. Rev, we've heard you. You speak, we listen. Rev, you and us together.
One thing, two things. Blue thing, all things. Things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
Thank you very much for joining us on this edition of Bahamas at Sunrise. Alana, it's been a pleasure.
It was always a pleasure. I enjoy being here.
You know, hopefully I can make it out tomorrow. I mean, you know, Martin Luther King Jr. was always such an inspiration to all of us, you know, here and around the world, actually.
Around the world. He made his impact. And it's hard to believe it's been 50 years.
50 years.
It doesn't seem as though that was that long ago.
No, no. And love what the brothers are doing, AFIA?
AFIA, you said it correctly, yes.
Right. And of course the University of Bahamas. So Harry Seymour Library, 6 to 8
tomorrow.
Yes. But again, if you can't make it, have a wonderful week.
Yes, productive week. Yeah, progressive week, yes.
Look forward to seeing you again real soon. Bye.
Take care.